August 22nd, 2025, the Ukraine-Russia war continues in full intensity. In the Siversk direction, a lone Russian soldier was spotted walking across open terrain. Ukraine's 20th Separate Regiment of Unmanned Systems, K2, quickly launched a drone strike. Unaware of the danger above, the soldier kept moving forward until a drone dropped its bomb directly on him. Two Russian soldiers were spotted while changing their camouflage. An FPV drone immediately launched an attack. One of the soldiers tried to react, but it was already too late. Another Russian soldier who managed to escape was hiding in the tall grass, trying to remain unnoticed. But it didn't last long. An FPV drone of the Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade chased down a Russian soldier on a motorcycle. At first, the soldier didn't notice the drone, but once he realized the danger behind him, he tried to accelerate. Still, it wasn't fast enough. The drone closed the distance and struck. A Russian soldier was spotted hiding in a cemetery, standing still with his back turned. Unbeknownst to him, he had already been detected by an FPV drone. The precise attack left no chance to escape. Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones from the UAS Battalion Voron of the 100th Mechanized Brigade struck Russian military equipment and soldiers in and around Toretsk, delivering precise and devastating attacks that left little chance to escape. Russian soldiers on ATVs became prime targets for FPV drones, while abandoned vehicles along the roads were also destroyed. Fiber optic FPV drone traps set along logistics routes struck Russian military vehicles as they moved, leaving no chance for safe passage. While abandoned vehicles left by Russian soldiers on the roads were destroyed, the drones also detected and eliminated vehicles that had been hidden nearby in an attempt to avoid detection. Footage shows a Ukrainian FPV drone pursuing a Russian UAZ vehicle. The vehicle speeds away with its rear door open. One Russian soldier attempts to escape by jumping out, but mistiming the move proves fatal as the drone closes in and strikes. A Russian soldier tried to shoot down a Ukrainian FPV drone that was tracking him, but hitting the fast-moving target proved extremely difficult. Despite firing several times, he failed to bring it down. In the open fields near Lyman, Russian infantry were detected moving without proper cover. Ukrainian reconnaissance drones tracked their movements, transmitting real-time coordinates to FPV units. Once identified, Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones were launched, immune to jamming systems placed along the front line. With no buildings or natural cover to hide behind, the Russian soldiers became exposed targets. The drones closed in rapidly, maneuvering at low altitude before striking with high precision. Each detonation was calculated to maximize impact, leaving the soldiers no chance to regroup or escape. The Ukrainian UAS Battalion of the 110th Mechanized Brigade carried out FPV drone strikes that took out Russian soldiers. Two Russian soldiers moving through a field frantically searched for cover, but an FPV drone had already locked onto them and launched its attack. One of the Russian soldiers spotted the drone and tried to escape, but he failed and became the drone's target. Another Russian soldier in the same area was also caught by the FPV drone. He didn't even realize what was happening until the strike hit. Here, a Russian turtle tank is struck by an FPV drone, demonstrating the drone's ability to target even heavily armored vehicles with precision. A Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drone from the Phantom unit of the 25th Airborne Brigade struck a Russian logistic vehicle carrying ammunition and supplies in the Pokrovsk direction, delivering a precise and devastating blow. In the Lyman direction, Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones from the 63rd Mechanized Brigade carried out continuous strikes against Russian forces. Throughout the day and night, Russian soldiers moving along supply routes and in frontline positions were relentlessly targeted. Vehicles carrying ammunition, food, and equipment were destroyed one by one. Even attempts to hide behind terrain or structures failed, as the drones tracked every movement with deadly precision. The attacks not only inflicted heavy losses, but also disrupted Russian logistics and weakened their ability to maintain front lines. These operations demonstrated the devastating efficiency of Ukraine's drone capabilities and the constant pressure they apply on Russian units. In the Lyman region, Russian forces are struggling to maintain control. Supply lines have been severely disrupted, and many units are forced to operate with limited ammunition and logistical support. The relentless drone strikes and Ukrainian artillery have created chaos, leaving soldiers disoriented and slowing their advance. Morale is reportedly low, as troops face constant pressure from both daytime and nighttime attacks. In Pokrovsk, August 2025, a Russian BM-21 Grad rocket system was destroyed in a massive explosion following an FPV drone strike. Ukrainian forces from the 14th National Guard Brigade, Chervona Kalina, 1st Corps, executed the precision attack, leaving no chance for escape and demonstrating the devastating effectiveness of drone operations on high-value artillery targets. A large concentration of Russian armed forces personnel gathered at a farm in the Oleksivka area, Sumy region, was struck with Ukraine's new black hole munition, likely deployed from a Vampire hexacopter. The strike employed the fragmentation variant, a warhead specifically designed to inflict maximum damage against manpower. The Ukrainian 13th Offensive Guard Brigade, Kyatia, carried out a precise strike in the northern Kharkiv-Belgorod direction, destroying Russian mortars and equipment. Russian mortar positions that had been bombarding Ukrainian defenses did not remain hidden for long. Once Ukrainian reconnaissance drones exposed their exact locations, FPV drones were launched, striking directly and delivering the final blow to the Russian mortars. Ukrainian 4th Operational Brigade Rubizh, 4th Battalion, continues to target Russian soldiers in the Pokrovsk direction, using UAV munitions and FPV drones. With the help of thermal imaging, relentless strikes were carried out, leaving Russian forces no chance to regroup or escape. Many Russian soldiers attempting to hide were exposed thanks to this imaging technology. A Russian assault group of about 10 soldiers was also eliminated in this way. In the Pokrovsk region, Russian forces are steadily losing control. Ukrainian forces launched attacks on Russian soldiers hiding under a collapsed bridge. A soldier hiding under a collapsed bridge was targeted by a drone. Russian soldiers now try to take cover beneath ruins and piles of debris. However, skilled Ukrainian FPV drone operators continue to locate and strike these positions with precision, destroying their makeshift shelters and leaving them no safe refuge. Attempts to hide behind walls or under debris offer little protection. Each strike disrupts Russian defensive setups, lowers morale, and demonstrates the overwhelming reach of Ukrainian drone operations across the battlefield. Ukrainian forces targeted Russian drones with anti-drone systems. Enemy reconnaissance drones circling in the sky were tracked and locked on one by one. Within seconds, several Russian drones lost control and crashed to the ground. One after another, the Russian drones were struck and destroyed by Ukrainian FPV drones, falling from the sky in flames. This shows how the battle in the air is now fought not only with missiles, but drone against drone. A Russian soldier was spotted by a Ukrainian FPV drone in the Pokrovsk direction. Realizing he had been targeted, the soldier opened fire at the drone, desperately trying to shoot it down. August 22nd, 2025. Diplomatic activity surged earlier in the month, with former US President Donald Trump meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska on August 15th. Shortly after, on August 18th, Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. While Trump suggested that both leaders were seeking avenues for peace, Zelensky stressed that security guarantees were essential for any durable agreement. Despite these efforts, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov announced on August 22nd that no summit between Putin and Zelensky is currently planned, citing Ukraine's refusal to accept certain proposals. On the battlefield, the 1,275th day of the war saw intense military activity. Russian forces launched one of their largest attacks in recent months, employing over 570 UAVs and around 40 missiles targeting western Ukraine. The strikes hit civilian infrastructure, causing 1 death and injuring 22. In retaliation, Ukrainian forces targeted Russian energy infrastructure, hitting the Unecha pumping station along the Druzhba pipeline with HIMARS rockets and drones. Ukraine also deployed the new Flamingo cruise missile, with a range of 3,000 kilometers and a 1,150 kilogram warhead, enhancing its ability to reach key Russian positions.